variety, comedy, and magic. What do you think about that? It's not me. I'm not doing it this time. No. I know, yeah, I'm not gonna. No, maybe later. No, this guy's good. Like, I do stupid shit. I do really stupid shit. I do. Maybe later, but we gotta welcome this guy. You guys ready to welcome this guy? All right, this is okay. Let me explain this guy now. He is an old friend of mine. Actually, I've known him for over 10 years, and he actually works upstairs at Monster Golf Pro. He's actually a host there. He does like walk around magic, and he used to do stand-up. He kind of, got away from it, but now he's coming back, and so he's been doing it now for a little while, a couple of months here, and so the crowd's been great, but not as great as you guys. Woo! Not as great as you guys. So keep it going together. Make a lot of noise for my good friend, Dr. J!
He's not kidding. This is a good audience. I kind of wish I had a better act. And I get to test out some new stuff, too. It's kind of cool because look at this. This is an attempt to cause injury here and went to court. Every comic so far has been talking about, they're single, right? They can't get girlfriends, all this kind of stuff. They can't get, Sean's not kidding. You guys are a good-looking couple. Look at this, when you get, Amit, right, was talking about the whole Duck Dynasty look with his beard. It's Duck Dynasty right here. Huh? Number one, how do you connect with your audience? You dress in the same clothes. Are we not wearing the same shirts? Right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. But I'm actually, on a different note here, I'm actually here to celebrate someone. I did get a girl, so it's not, so here's why I can't, and it's not working out and all that. But after many years without. But let me just ask, first of all, because I see a couple of goatee here and whatnot, but very clean cut, very good looking guy. What do girls prefer? That's what I kind of want to know. Do you like the scruffy, long-haired Duck Dynasty look? No, I see some head shaking. Clean cut, gals prefer a little bit of stubble. Maybe. Could they have goatees? What about this? This guy's got a great goatee. It's pretty cool. Right? But not too long. What about the ZZ Top look? No? See? Now, there you go. And that's exactly where I'm going with this. People told me for many years, they said, if you look like this, the girls are going to stay away. And I was happy to say, very proud to say, I disproved that. For many, many, many years, I played the field. All right, who am I kidding? I played with myself in the field. They were right. I didn't get anything. I didn't, the gal stayed away with. The first time I had sex, I was absolutely terrified. Because I was all alone. First girlfriend I ever had, she broke up with me before we even met. Second girlfriend I ever had, that didn't work out. She wasn't my type at all. Inflatable. You know how girls used to say, Jerry Maguire, I think is the movie, right? The Tom Cruise movie, they would say, you had me at hello, right? All I heard was, you lost me at hello. My whole life. Yes, it gets worse. Stay with me, it gets pretty sad. You know how I remember when we were kids, right? We all play spin the bottle, right? Everybody's done that when you're a kid. So when I would play spin the bottle, I would spin the bottle. If it pointed to a girl, I would give her a choice. You can either kiss me, or if you don't want to kiss me, you have to give me a nickel. By the time I was 15 years old, I had enough money to buy the city of Edmonton. And speaking of money, I used to think to myself, if I had $1 for how many girls were interested in me, I'd have 50 cents. I was that guy you saw walking down Lover's Lane holding his own hand. Oh. What else we got here? It's, you know what, but I found this out, and most people are going to agree with me. Sex, I discovered it early on, sex is a wonderful thing. Right, a few of the people up here said this already. Sex is an absolutely awesome, wonderful thing. And I'll bet you anything it's even better with an actual person. Right? Well, the head's nodding. So I decided that's it. I'm getting to the bottom of this. I'm gonna conquer my shortcomings. I'm gonna conquer my limitations. I'm gonna get over this problem. I'm gonna defy the odds without cutting anything, hairs or beards or other things, and actually get a girl. So I did a little bit of research. I started doing this research. I bought a book a little while ago. The book was called How to Make It Big. Yeah, yes, and I was pissed off when I found out it was about money. Supposed to be conquering my shortcomings here is what I thought I was going to do. And then I also thought, I was thinking to myself, I'm going to go back to the beginning, like women. I'm going to research the history of women, because you got to know your subject, right? So I went back to the beginning, and I thought, well, there's going to be a lot of possible opinions or whatever, but I thought to myself, Eve, who was the first woman? Adam and Eve, right? So you go back to the beginning, and I thought, see, in the beginning there was man, and it was boring. Right? God said, you know what, we need someone to pick things up a bit. We need some excitement and all that. So, he took a rib for man. Right? He took the rib that used to go across our stomachs, which held our bellies in, which explains that mystery. And with that rib, he created a new form of human being, right? He sent her to the man. She walked up to him. Remember, there were no clothes in those days, right? The man took one look at her and he exclaimed, "Whoa, man!" And that's how she got her. Whoa, man. Right? Interesting. But all of this finally paid off. I defied the odds. They say don't judge the book by its cover, and it actually worked, despite whatever limitations I may have discussed here, and others, lots I have not discussed. I got a girlfriend. Emily is her name. She's here right now tonight, sitting there, covering her face. We met. We fell in love. Right? The sweetest girl ever. Now, what's interesting about Emily is when I met her, she used to be afraid of the dark. And then she saw me naked. Now she's afraid of the light.
Why?
I'm counting on it. I'm hoping so. That's right. Now, it's interesting. Trust comes up, right? Trust is a factor in any relationship, right? Especially maybe perhaps the statistics say nowadays. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, you have to ask this when you get in a relationship. Do you trust your partner? I mean, here's a crazy question. By show of hands, how many people implicitly trust their significant other? Look at that. Okay, all right. No? We have to talk afterwards, believe me. But you see several do. That's good. But now trust is an issue, right? And I thought to myself, you know, Emily seems like the sweetest girl in the world. Do I trust her? Now, here's a weird thing. Some people have talked cigarettes tonight, right? So I thought to myself, Emily and I don't smoke. But we do actually smoke after sex. That's the stereotype, right? You have a cigarette after sex. So that's what we do. And I thought to myself, well, what's that got to do with trust? And then I realized I've had the same pack of cigarettes since 2005, and she's up to 3 packs a day. What does that mean? She went grocery shopping the other day, right? She came home, she went out, she bought a box of condoms. And then she took 4 and went out. What does that mean?
My address.
She's probably got your address. She doesn't have my address, that's for sure. Now, the funny thing is, truth be told, is that, now see, there you go. She's always saying to me, Jay, you're 1 in a million. And I'm starting to think maybe I am, in fact, 1 in several million. Does this guy look familiar at all over there? Now, truth be told, all right, a sweeter girl does not exist, and I found that we kind of balance each other perfectly, right? Yin and yang, right? We absolutely She donates to the homeless. I donate to the topless. Works out perfect. And now, speaking of nudity, someone was mentioning nudity earlier. I don't want to get too far off topic here, but I went to a nude beach last year. Alberta actually has a nude beach. I don't know if anybody knows that, and it's out. You're not. You probably know about it. Outside of Calgary, if I'm not mistaken. So I went to this nude beach last summer, and they kicked me out. They actually kicked me out. There I was, just minding my own business, walking around in all my frontal nudal glory, if that's a phrase. And they booted me out. They actually kicked me out of this nude beach. They told me it was impolite to point. But I found out that people have a lot of hang-ups, right, when it comes to nudity. Not watching nudity so much, right, but they have a lot of hang-ups when it comes to walking around nude or, obviously, publicly, but even privately, right? People have a lot of hang-ups about it. And it's probably, I figure, because of the various hang-downs. Possibly. But, anyways, I gotta get back to Emily here. See, having Emily as a girlfriend was kind of like buying a dishwasher, I discovered, right? Well, you wash your dishes manually, right? And then you buy a dishwasher, right? And it's the same thing. Having her as a girlfriend is kind of like buying a dishwasher. I don't have to do it by hand anymore. And I found with Emily, I'm in good hands. I'm in good hands finally after all these years in darkness, and for once they're not my own hands. But here's the whole point of where I'm going with this. I am finally getting sex regularly. Right? Now, yes, now you're not supposed to, don't talk about your sex life, your private life, right? Nobody wants to hear that, but when you've been in darkness as long as I have. So I am proud to say that I'm actually getting sex regularly. And I discovered the secret to getting sex regularly with Emily. I hide her batteries. Now, I don't know who it was that was mentioning a doctor here earlier, or maybe it was just my name, Dr. J, but I actually have, how many people have had a full, complete physical in their past? Like an actual with the doc, right? Now, see, Sean mentioned I work upstairs as the magician, Monster Mini Golf, Monster Golf Pro, Monster Mini Golf, but you have to get an insurance thing done, right, for insurance purposes, so companies, they do that sometimes, especially as the entertainer up there, so I found that I'm now booked for this physical for the first time ever, Monday if I'm not mistaken, and it's, I got the whole works. I got to get kidney tests, lung tests, heart tests, blood tests. Well, I stayed up all night studying for my blood test. The prostate exam, yes indeed. I'm also going to get that too, and I'm actually worried about the prostate exam, to be honest with you. Two things really bother me about the prostate exam. One, that I'm certainly not going to enjoy that experience. And two, that I just might enjoy that experience. Because if they tickle just the right spot, right? Huh? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, it is fun. You don't even actually need a doctor to give yourself a prostate exam. The doctor, actually, speaking of doctors, he told me that he wants a urine sample, a semen sample, and a stool sample. So I told him, to hell with that, I'm just giving you a pair of my underwear and I'm going home. It's got all of the above mentioned contained therein. Right? Oh, speaking of underwear here, when you say underwear to people, they kind of think, boxers, briefs, or whatever. Not me. I think of that Halloween a few years ago, where I didn't know what to dress up as. It was I had to do a magic show, if I'm not mistaken, but you dress up for Halloween. So I said to my dad, I said, I don't have a clue what to dress up as for this Halloween. So my daddy said, well, why don't you put a pair of underwear on your head and go out as an asshole? I don't think my dad likes me. In fact, my dad threatens to put me in the will. That way I'm going to owe millions. Right? Dad. You know what? I came up with something. I realized you don't really make an impact at all in this world until you affect the language. Right? Till you change the language. That's how you leave your mark. So I came up with something called numerical addition word speech. That's what I call it. So all it is you take a word. A lot of words out there have number sounds, like create has the 8, number 8 in it, right? What else? Wonderful. 1, wonderful. What else? Before has the number 4. So with numerical addition word speech, you add a number. So any word with a number sound, you add one. So before becomes B5. Right? Create, Cre9. Constitution, Constitution. Wonderful becomes Tutorful. Tennis becomes 11-ist. What else? A lieutenant in the Air Forces becomes a lieutenant in the Air Forces. So what's an example? A sentence, for example, like, I ate a tenderloin with my fork, becomes I 9'd an 11'd loin with my 5'd. Because you got way too much time on your hands, you can come up with this stuff. So I figured, all you got to do, and anyone can do this, this will be in your, you will not sleep. Take a book, and I did this, watch this. Take a book, take a paragraph, take a sentence, whatever, take the whole book. Just I took a paragraph and just apply numerical addition word speech, as I have coined the phrase. So, and just simply replace every word by adding a number. So here's, just as a sample, here's a paragraph from a book. The book is called All This in Heaven 2 by Doubleday Publishing. So here's numerical addition word speech. All This in Heaven 3 by Triple Day Publishing. Ah, he said as he wiped his 5 head. You look beautiful 3 night. You are my 2 and only. I have never felt this way before. She was feeling sick and hadn't yet recuperated. She had just returned from a health institution. Now lately the weather was as hot as it usually is in Southern California. She was at home listening to her favorite song, T5-3. Right, T for 2. She looked at him levenderly. And she said, I don't want you 3 leave next Thursday. He felt warm all over, but knew he was a little intoxicated, even though he had only drank a can of 8-Up. But he still loved her. Bought her favorite flowers, 3 lips. And come next Thursday, he said through her, I love you, I will love you 5 evermore, 3-loo, 3-loo. Numerical addition word speech from having way too much free time. Now, you know what? Sean mentioned that I do work upstairs as a magician. And just how many people have been to Monster Mini Golf right up above us, just out of curiosity? Anybody been there before? I have seen you guys before, actually. I've probably done magic with you guys, right? Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, this is kind of cool. I'm gonna sort of prove my worth here somewhat as a magician. Ma'am, if you don't mind, check this out. Pick a number between 1 and 10, but don't say it out loud. Right, you got it? Okay, watch this. I'll bet you anything your number is number 8. Am I right? I am right. See, look at that. And you just won yourself a free pass to Monster Mini Golf. Right? Look at that. Now, we didn't set that up or anything like that, right? Not bad, huh? Not bad. Usually I get it wrong. See?
Try it with me.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what. Watch this. Think of a number between 1 and 10, okay? Don't say you got it, because I did a female. We'll do a guy, right? Think of the number. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, watch this. Your number is, and we got the beard thing happening, the mustache. That's pretty cool, by the way. So there's a bromance happening here, right? Yes, I have the same thing, too, if I flex. And the hat. Your number is number 4. Am I right?
No.
Son of a gun, I still am obligated to give you a free pass just for... It was 3?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Do you have a little... It's got the thing over here, too. No, use it.
You're doing that number thing.
Use that. That's with the dice, right? Oh, that's interesting. That's fascinating. Anyways, I thought to myself, I figured, you know, how would a comedy club make money? By the way, that was just an excuse to give away free passes. That's all. I probably should give one to anybody. But if you want to talk serious magic, right? Real serious magic. Check this out. Ready? Love that reaction. That was pretty good. Now, I kind of thought to myself, how would a comedy club, you know, the way they make money, right? They charge admission. You come in, right? You sit down, you watch the show. Hopefully, you're entertained, right? And then you leave. That's how a comedy club makes money in the business. So I thought to myself, well, how would a comedy club make money off of me? How would that work? And the best way I figured to do that would probably be to let everybody in for free, watch my act, and then charge y'all to get out. Now, you know what? When I started doing this 20 years ago, Sean said he was 42. 42, I'm a lot older than that. But I thought to myself, when I started doing this 20 years ago, I was nothing. I was nowhere. I was a nobody, a zero. Absolutely nothing. Now look at me now, 20 years later. Where am I now? What am I now? Consistent. Hey. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. And always remember to help control the population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. 3-loo, 3-loo. That's it. I'm done.
Dr. J. Let's hear it for Dr. J. Woo.